Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. Let me unmute the guests before I forget. There's Salbu's phasing in and out of reality. How's it going?
Phase shifting.
Yeah, Salbu's phase shifting, so I'll go to Dan. How's it going, Dan?
Yeah.
I think I can phase shift too a little.
Whoa. Crazy. All right. Ivan, what's up your way?
Greetings. Yeah, nothing major. It's just cooling off out there. It's nice and dark. But,
so we have two foresty people and we have Salbu in a spaceship. So how's it going, Salbu? Are you back from phase shifting?
Oh, I'm doing fine.
All right.
So
cool. All right. Well, in the everlasting attempts to, of course, welcome back, YouTube. We were sent to the gulag again, in case you didn't know, for talking about the H word now. I mean, we got to just start collecting all the things we can't say. The H word is a new application that is shipping with Linux Mint as of 2 years ago. They gave me a community strike for a video that's 2 years old. And so one more in the next week or so. And they just boot the whole channel entirely. So if you're not following on first the website, switchedtolinux.com, the new website will go live sometime soon. We have a ton of new content on it right now, and I'm just kind of working on a few things. We are also co-streaming to Odyssey, Rumble, Twitch, and DLive. I'm in communication with a few other people for a few more streaming platforms as well. And the new website uses Odyssey as the video backbone, so we are not relying on YouTube going forward for the core infrastructure of the channel. We are using Odyssey instead. You can, of course, have a look at the Switch to Linux Twitter page if you want to find it if we're gulagged, or just have a look at switchedtolinux.com/live is updated with the latest stream links. So right now we have 8 on YouTube, and we are up to 21 on Odyssey. So Odyssey is totally kicking YouTube's butt. We have 7 over there on Rumble, so Rumble is now catching up to YouTube. I bet right now we're just completely shadow banned right now. Like, that guy just keeps on breaking our rules. Which rules? We don't know. You're just breaking rules. One over there on Twitch. Is that Die Master? Is that you? And one over there on DLive. How's it going there, One for All? If that's, I see that the problem with the DLive is that the videos don't reset. Anyway, greetings, if that is over there. Of course, we did also, in the time since we have been gulagged last, we do have a locals page now, so switchtolinux.locals.com. And what I was about to say is, in the ever-going quest to increase the quality of everything, I'm adding new studio lights soon. Of course, you will notice a difference in the studio lights right before the gulag. I got some equipment to put in and just make the studio lighting so much better, and it's so much better now, but it's going to get even better because I picked myself up some LED lights, which are going to work as really good studio lighting. We're going to put 2 down below me to get rid of the shadows on the bottom, and then we're going to put 2 more up above me, and then we're going to continue the we actually have right now going, what's improving it so much is I put in a phaser sheet so that it diffuses the light across a bigger bank and not just in one little circle pointing right at me. And here's kind of the difference. Yeah. Of course, I'd have to adjust for brightness, but you can see how much brighter it gets. And if I put my phase sheet back down, it softens and broadens the light. I also put in another light system back here, although it's not a particularly bright or good one, but it adds some extra fun ambience to the van, so I'll keep it for that reason alone. But welcome back, everyone on YouTube. Steven Anderson, greetings. Ivan's over there, of course. K-Walls, hello. Juan, greetings. Hello on Ubuntu 22.10. It's amazing. It's not, it's like it's not Ubuntu compared to 22.04. That's cool. Mint Mate over on K-Walls. Anyone else have showing up? Yeah, we're up to what, between 10 and 13 on YouTube. So that's, that's good, but YouTube keeps on killing itself. They're like, oh, following the YouTube Twitter page right now. It's like, go show us cool videos. Oh, YouTube loves its creators. They're getting so ratioed on Twitter. I love it. It's awesome. Vladimir did get the YouTube notification. I'm totally shocked. Completely shocked. You got a YouTube notification. My channel was completely shadow banned or whatever else. And he retracted his message. Vladimir, did Vladimir get you? Did Putin get you, Vladimir? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We have 26 watching over on Odyssey. Greetings, everybody on Odyssey. I'll tell you what, if Odyssey keeps doing that, we're going to put that as the primary chat. Right now, I have the YouTube chat in front of me. I can't fit multiple YouTube chats. Hope everyone's having a great day / night. Good day, says Biddle. Greetings. Hello, says Vasil. Cachula gonna fix the Nord Stream pipes? Oh no. Oh no. Is it Windows? I cannot see this stream on YouTube, by the way. Oh, really? It should be there. It should be there. Tom, your volume is a bit lower than the guests. Ooh, it is low, isn't it? Thank you. All right, let's crank that up a little bit higher. Check. Hold on. How's that? Whoa. Okay. All right, I think that's a little bit better. Yep, I think that's a little bit better. All right. Have you considered PeerTube? I should look into it. A while ago, there was a lot of overhead in using it, and so I didn't want to get into that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll look into it again. I was looking for the stream on the YouTube page and didn't see it. Uh-oh. I don't know. Is it appearing for anyone else? Yeah,
I'm on YouTube.
So, okay, so I've got the new tube, but I'd rather watch over there. Don't watch them tubies. The horror stream live says over there. Absolutely. 15
the only
watching
reason I'm
over
here is so you have a moderator.
What's that?
The only reason I'm on YouTube is so you can have a moderator.
Oh yeah, we do need some mods over there. Solbu and the Die Master over there. Peekaboo from the IRC bridge. All right, Solbu's just hacking it with an IRC bridge. All right, ambience is good. How are you doing so far? Oh, you've had a bad day? I'm sorry to hear that. My day wasn't too bad. I started my day at a California rest stop on I-5, and then I meandered my way into a city park, and I'm still there, and I'll drive another hour tonight to another location, and hopefully find a place to park for the night. But I don't know. Have some ideas, though, so we'll see. And one over there on D Live still. All right, let's.
But the important question is, did you find a place with a good internet connection?
Oh, right now I didn't check the internet connection. I'm in a big city, and I'm in a big. Okay, hold on. California has Los Angeles, so I'm not in Los Angeles. I have left Sacramento. So yeah, I have good internet because it's not overwhelming system, but for some reason, just that one spot in Sacramento, up in North Highlands, does not get Verizon signal. Like last year, I couldn't even work on it. It was crazy. Where I was actually at this time in Sacramento, which was Citrus Heights, I actually did get amazingly good internet. I got amazingly good internet down in north of Los Angeles, literally in the woods north of Los Angeles. I was getting good internet there. That was last year. But right now, so far, I've not seen any issues. Cellular's working. Everything's working.
Rumor has it you have to have a surfboard strapped to the top of your van to get good internet in California.
Well, I mean, I did throw one up there, but it interfered with the solar panels, so I took it down. I just couldn't quite figure it out. But yeah. Oh, Vladimir did not get the YouTube notification. Okay. All right. Good on YouTube. All right. Who are the guys? We got Ivan on. We got Dan is the one there. There we go. There's Ivan. You can do that thing again.
I got the YouTube notification. My notifications are really weird because I have to click on the bell to actually see the notifications.
Do you? Yeah, and I don't use browser notifications at all, so I couldn't tell you anything about that. So I had to change CPU cooler on the desktop. Greetings, Moonbase Alpha Grays. Showed up over here on the tubies. Let's see. Watch on Odyssey browser extension. Only extension. I've worked with Verizon. They were gloating about how much data they were stealing from their customers. I'm not surprised. Mods are overrated. Where are you in California? California? I won't tell you exactly where I am yet. I'll tell you next week where I was. This place is crazy.
Remember, you're
man.
on YouTube. Watch your tongue.
Yeah, I am on YouTube. I have to be careful. I can't be talking about the K word, and now I can't be talking about the H word. I might have to not even be able to talk about the P word anymore, because they tried to strike me for the P word. This was supposed to be my
it's
third.
too bad we can't talk about KDE.
I know KDE. I mean, we're trying not to tempt fate. No, it's a 4-letter K word. And our tea today is constant comment, so a nice clove tea, and we're 12 minutes in, so let's get to our topic, which is, I read this article, I'm like, okay, there's parts of it, oh wait, hold on, the bad people can do bad things with this, so let's talk about it. It's right now only on Mac, and to my understanding right now, at least in this iteration, it's only on the Mac because it requires the M2 chip. But this is a new Mac application, wants to record everything you do so you can rewind it later. Now, the cool thing about this is this has 3750x compression, which isn't perfect compression, but they say that it can take your an entire day and drop it down to like 3 megabytes. That's kind of what they are claiming. And then it allows you to go through and search what you're doing. You can literally type in words or say words, and it will find the instances of those words that happened over the course of the day. So you can think, wait, that's scary. Because it's one thing if you know you have this on your computer and you're using it. It's another thing when somebody has installed this on your computer and they're borrowing it, especially if they can compress your entire day into 2 megabytes. Dropping a malware payload that installs this thing and then downloads it is a huge security risk. So I think that the creation of this is more dangerous than useful. But what do you guys think? I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, there's no way that I'm allowing any kind of software that has the purpose of recording everything that happens on my system. I will never have the need for such. And if I do have a need to record my desktop for some reason, then there are plenty of desktop recorders that will record for a few minutes or however long I need.
Yep. Simple screen recorder. I have it installed for catching fun things I need. Yeah, and then, so you're not going to be a candidate if you go and apply for another job, and they're like, hey, you need to install this desktop monitoring software. You'd probably not work at that job, wouldn't you?
Yeah, then I'm walking out the door.
Yeah. All right, Dan, what do you think?
I can see a big issue with this when employers start handing out computers with this installed on it to their employees.
Yeah.
And, and now they're being spied on continuously while they're doing their work on their computer.
Mm-hmm. In real searchable time. It was one thing like when we used to do work with the contractor things, you'd have the timer installed. They would take a random screenshot, and they could run through the random screenshots. That's fine. But then the problem then started to occur when it's like, you need to record everything. Like, no, like I had a client like, hey, maybe we could just watch you work on the development. Like, no, not happening. It's PHP code. It's not useful for you, and it's bounces between hundreds of files.
This thing's probably going to have the capability to where you can upload your stuff to the iCloud.
Yeah, so we'll get into some of those components as we read through the article. As of right now, it's not something that gets installed and is hidden. It's something you have control over. You can set some apps to not record, things like that. But we'll get into the text of the article. Ivan, what's your initial thoughts here?
Yeah, I was looking. I actually have it up right now. But, it took my glances over it, and it just screamed this. I mean, I can't say that it's the beginning of it all, but it seems like, okay, now it's like, okay, here's where it starts to get cuckoo, because not only could employers use it, but it's like, okay, yeah, it's on a Mac, But at the same time, it's like it could become like a personal issue, especially with the baddies that are like, okay, let's watch my spouse, let's watch my kids, let's watch their friends, let's watch whoever's using my machine, and it just boils over from there. This domino effect, and sooner or later, it just becomes something, against everybody.
Yeah. So let's get into the article here. So a company called Rewind AI announced a self-titled software product, Rewind AI, for Macs with Apple Silicon that reportedly keeps a highly compressed, searchable record of everything you do locally on your Mac and lets you rewind time to see it later. If you forget something you've seen, said, or heard, Rewind wants to help you find it easily. So it claims the product stores all data locally, does not require cloud integration. Yet.
Yeah.
I added the yet. Among its promises, it will reportedly let you rewind Zoom meetings, pull information from them in searchable form. In a video demo, the app opens when a user presses Command-Shift-Space. The search bar suggests anything you've seen, said, or heard. They're using OCR to convert text into sound. They're doing, AI for sound into text. So they're basically creating all of these systems that way. So after searching for TPS reports, oh joy, when are you going to get these TPS reports by the end of the day? Just don't forget your cover sheets. The video depicts a grid view of every time Rewind has encountered the phrase TPS reports as audio or text in any app, including Zoom chats, text messages, email, Slack conversations, and Word documents. It describes filtering the results by the app and the ability to copy and paste from these past instances if necessary. So it's founded by two guys. It's comprised of a small remote team in various cities across the U.S. I think they might have crossover addresses with the FBI field offices, but I don't know. Speculation. Portions of the company previously created Scribe, a precursor to Rewind that received some press attention in 2021. An introductory blog post, they said, what if we could use technology to augment our memory the same way a hearing aid can augment our hearing? Yikes. All right. We'll stop there. Anything commentary up to this point here?
Yeah, this all sounds like something you really don't want on your system.
Yeah. You can augment your memory. I don't want my... There's some things I'm happy I've forgotten, if I'm honest.
Yeah, and there's also the fact that whenever when they start tampering with your memory, you really don't know what they are tampering with. So I'm a person who I have a tendency to forget things, and I would rather have I would rather not have the ability to remember the things that I need to remember, rather than having some artificial means of remembering things, which means that I can't really control. I can't really trust my memory.
Yeah, correct. And I imagine that if people start relying on something like this, whether it's on a computer or AI implants or something on your phone, like everything else will lose those components of our memory as we rely more and more on these. It's just like this. If I were to ask you, 10 or 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, who knows, how many phone numbers do you remember, and can you tell me the numbers? Even if you have to look at a phone number to do that, I bet everyone listening, if you were alive back then, could probably rattle off 5, 10, even 20 phone numbers that you knew off the top of your head.
Yeah.
Like, to this day, I still know my best friend's phone number who killed himself 20 years ago. You know what I mean? And so when we think about this type of stuff, those were the consequences of our life where we didn't have speed dial. We didn't have things to automate things. But as of right now, I don't know anybody's phone number off the top of my head. And that's a sad thing.
I remember visiting me and a couple of friends. We used to visit a place not too far from here for a period of 2 years. And it was a small community, and all the everyone in that small community knew everyone's phone number because we have in Norway we have an 8-digit phone number, and the first 5 numbers were the same for everyone in the area, so they just had to remember the last 3.
Yep. Just reading some of the comments here. Let's see. Dan, any other thoughts before we jump back in?
I don't need to have something that records everything I do 24 hours a day. If I can't remember it, I don't need to save it.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
If I do need to remember it and I know I'll forget it, I'll write it down or do some other means.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the good thing about this is figuring out this amazing compression. The bad thing is that amazing compression allows you to take 10.5 gigabytes of data, squeeze it down to 2.8 megabytes, and upload it to the malicious server. Think about that one before we get all gung-ho
it's
about
the
hey, let's
upload part that really bothers me.
Yeah, you can store years of recordings, I have a claim to be sure. See, this is why I think that those remote offices scattered throughout the United States might have address crossovers to FBI field offices.
It's like Apple's trying to do one over better on Microsoft on the spying.
Yeah, and this isn't an Apple product. It's a separate product. It just requires that M1, M2 chips in order to work there.
Well, Microsoft requires TPM2 now, if you want to upgrade to that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think you can, just to install, I think you can take it off later. So some people have noted some things down here in the privacy portion. While laying out the vision for Rewind AI in a blog post above, he writes, "Our vision is give humans perfect memory." That's scary. But commenters on Twitter and YouTube have already been pointing out scenarios where perfect memory could backfire. For example, Rewind might expose its users to potential abuse from overbearing parents, bosses, law enforcement, or repressive governments. Legal issues from recording sensitive information, and consent issues around recording other people in meetings. And those are some concerns. They addressed some of these concerns, mostly the ones about recording meetings. You can just say, hey, just so you know, we're recording this meeting. Yeah, thank you. But the problem with that is that Zoom itself has a way to record a meeting that everyone is aware of it. Now, as Linux users, we know we could boot up a simple screen recorder and record a Zoom meeting without somebody knowing it. But we have to account for the fact that the law may forbid that from happening. Two-party consent in many states are two-party consent, meaning that everybody involved in the call has to be aware and consent to being recorded. Some states are one-party consent, but even that one-party consent does apply to public places as well. But if you're just utilizing this application to specifically grab everything, you're not getting that consent that you need, and so you might be breaking the law by doing this. And then it raises questions, where are you putting it? They also say, though, that you can actually exclude some apps. So it can exclude Zoom. You can set it to exclude browsers when they're booted into private browsing mode. So there's some factors about this that's okay. That's not horrible. So these are things that we can think about. You cannot get this directly, but you can reach out to them if you want to try some early access and see what it's doing. The big concerns I have is being a proprietary software that does this. How do we know it's not sending stuff up? Well, somebody's going to have to install it with Wireshark and a VM and test it out. And at some point in time, can they just push out a code that simply adds the uploads that we are unaware of? These are very valid questions to have. So we do not need all-seeing software, and the fact that they're working on creating this will open this up to being used for malicious purposes. Somebody could clearly take this thing, reverse engineer it, install it in malware, and record everything somebody's doing, which could grab passwords. It could grab account information. It could grab the banks you're using, things like that. So this is a very terrifying thing. So that's why I wanted to address it. Any final thoughts on that?
There's an old saying, it goes like this. Young people should be seen and not heard. Old people should be heard but not seen.
I like that.
Yeah, I like it too. I haven't heard that last half fast till now, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, it's it's like I look at this particular article and the software involved, and it's like it's got its pluses, it's got a lot more minuses in my eyes, and the first thought that just popped into my head is I forget the actress's name, but it was the female lead in Natural Born Killers. She had a very unique character and how she approached things. And she just looked at I think his name was Mickey. He did something, and her response was nothing more than, and I'll put this off to the side, bad, 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 for like a good 10 seconds. And I'm like, yeah, that kind of like tells me what this software is kind of like telling me, bad, bad, bad.
And before I know it, you get bit by a rattlesnake. Whoa, the ghost is back.
Well, not only that, this thing's running, if you use it the way they want you to use it, it's consuming, energy to do a bunch of nothing 90% of its time. Where if you activate a screen capturing device, you're actually creating content or creating something with it that you want to purposely retain.
It's
not
just
have something, burning away energy, doing nothing all day, and saving something you may want 5% saved.
Yeah, it's kind of like running my dash cam. So my dash cam keeps it circles and cycles, and if I want it to save a button, I click a button and it saves whatever it captured for the last few minutes, which is fun and useful. And eventually I'll record some of the fun things I've seen on dash cams. I gotta say, you gotta get one because you'll capture some fun stuff, from chickens running in front of you across the road to morons almost running into you. But I realize, sometimes I just have too many files. I have a whole folder of dash cams. Like, I saved them for some reason. I have no idea why. And now I got to flip through and scan through them all to figure it out. But I don't know. Yeah. So Joseph Norris, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. We are talking about a new software available in beta testing, or maybe it's alpha testing or something, for Mac that literally records absolutely everything that you do and creates a searchable, archivable database. Which, if malware guys get a hold of this, that's kind of crazy.
Another thing is to think about. So far, this thing is voluntary, I can imagine that further down the line, there's going to be an option to save those recording to a cloud service, encrypted cloud service. And then someone is going to leak the information that, by the way, the NSA have have a copy of everything.
Yeah, this could be much more exciting than the fappening. I'm just saying.
Imagine this: every person on Earth has got a folder in a server, and it's got every day of their lives in the folder for each person.
That's a terrifying prospect.
That's creepy.
There's things that are
then
better left.
Then the computer starts actually doing analytics with this stuff and becomes an AI and destroys us all.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna see in the weekly news roundup tomorrow that Microsoft is now trying to deploy a bot, an AI system that can write code. This is the same company that wrote an AI system that ended up becoming things we can't mention here on the Tubies. Man, oh well. I'm going to take a look at some comments over here on Odyssey before we lose them, because they tend to disappear after a little while. Bad green screen replacement to be a guest host. Okay, so we're not using bad green screens. This is Jitsi. We're using Jitsi, and Jitsi has a custom background thing, and that combined with the fact that I turn my data down, it does make it not as clean and smooth. So apologies for that, but that's just the software we're using. Everyone could just turn on their backgrounds and you can see.
We're all from a different dimension. We're phase shifting.
They're all phase shifters. Come on, guys. I bring in aliens, phase shifters, and you guys want to watch something else instead. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. is 3 Odyssey pre-search and video downloader. There you go. Let's see. I'm coming here, but watching Invidious since it won't load here. Okay. Won't load on Odyssey. Interesting. Okay. Apple went hell-bent on developing the M1 for encryption. I mean, it was insane. Check Geekbench. There's such high scores. M1 chip isn't as quick as RISC, but the original Spark chips per head. People never read properly. They make total scores and believe. Don't worry. I'm sure Microsoft thought of and is using this type of recording in Windows. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey. Don't slur the sacred big corporation. That's right. I have to be a little bit more careful reading some of the comments over here. EU Tech Health. Cookie loves Prism. Some say her jobs was killed because he refused to play, and Apple joined Prism before his body was cold. Interesting. Let's see. This guy's ad blocker blocks cookie prompts. This guy blocks any flower-based product. Nice. I need to get that one. I need the ad blocker that blocks any flower-based product. That's kind of good. Let's see. Got fat working at a candy factory and can't lose it. Uh-oh. But it tasted good. Let's see. I can view this stream on my phone, but not on my PC. Can watch regular videos on Odyssey, but there's not this live stream. Really interesting. You can have a look over on Rumble, Twitch, or D Live as well. Give those a try. Okay. Employers might demand employees install this on their computers. Yeah, no, thank you. Still remember my childhood phone number. That's right. Use Slackware. Let's see. Mostly...
I brought up that comment earlier because I used to have a tracker on my work van, and they constantly watched where everybody was at.
Yeah, you had one dedicated guy.
I remember when...
I mean, if you stopped for 30 minutes, like if you had to go take a you-know-what at the bathroom or something like that, they'd call you up and ask you, what are you doing for 30 minutes?
I remember the previous U.S. president was really insistent on he was going to use his own phone that the NSA has not tampered with, and he had to replace it every 5 months or every year or so on. But when even the U.S. president has an understanding that you need to have your own device that you control, then maybe we are getting somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Let's see. Heard the news that Brave is coming to Linux on ARM. Is it? Vladimir switched to Odyssey because YouTube sucks. I'll concur. 36 watching over on Odyssey. Only 23 over there on YouTube. See, I mean, YouTube just shoots itself in the foot when it happens. They're like, oh, people are view counts leaving. They're going to all these white supremacy sites. Yeah, and you keep on kicking people off for talking about open source media players, they tend to start following you on the other platforms. 16 watching over on
but there's
Rumble.
an idea for a new channel for a new channel. Switch to Odyssey.
Yeah, there you go. Switch on. Buried Unkind is over on Rumble here. I was born a human being and I will die a human being. All right. I thought you said you were born a human, you're dying an alien. I mean, that's what I did. I'm a reptilian alien. You know, I don't talk about it much on the channel these days, but, you know, I was a human and I converted to reptilian alien. So, that's the thing. Can you surf by the van down by the river? I can. Well, I mean, hey, in the van down by the river, I'm surfing on the web all day long. Look at that. Our D-Live viewer has left. Sorry. D-Live's that forbidden stepchild, apparently. Absolutely. Let's check in comments on the tubies. Let's see. Black Friday is coming soon. Yes, indeed it is. Indeed it is. Big Brother's watching you. Got some 1984 stuff. Yep. Now let's link it to Google. Upload to your Google Drive. Okay, just ordered some Arctic MK4 thermal paste. Hopefully that keeps my stuff cool till I can get a new build after the holidays and the snowman cooler for AliExpress comes in. Nice. Include the phone number in their name so I see the number every time they call. I do know that some numbers. There you go. That's a way to do it. Let's see. I can understand if you have kids to some extent, but with my stepdaughter, we have her passwords and the backup resets to her accounts goes to my email. Yep. Yeah, there's ways to do it. As far as this, of course, we did cover on the Weekly News Roundup a few weeks ago. Google kicked off Covenant Eyes and a few of those other things that were literally, that they're there and they're there for your accountability. I think those are good ways. Like, accountability for your kids is way better than logging everything they do and then going through it all. It's a better approach if you just have a blocking and alert system rather than going through and seeing everything that they do. But yeah, you should definitely have the ability to get in, log in, check the passwords and all those types of things yourself. Only real question is why? Because you can. We need a way to completely catalog and archive everybody's life. Pretty soon, all of society is going to be the Truman Show, right?
Yeah, it's for your own good. You might forget something.
I know, right? But don't worry, the big tech will get in here and help you out.
Yeah.
D Ultima's an alien.
This is where they're going. When you get really old and your brain starts to really falter to the point where it won't function no more, or you get an artificial one, and they'll have all the material to reload it with.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Microsoft trying to collect all that information to put it into their AIs and chatbots so that your relatives can never die and you can live in a perpetual state of insanity, having never had closure that your grandparent actually died because your grandmother reads you your favorite story every night. No, we need to move on. We need to embrace what life is and move on. We cannot attain a perfect reality forever. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's just what we need. Another way for our parents to stay with us after they are long gone, to tell us how we should live our lives.
Yeah. At some point in time, you have to say goodbye to your parents. I'm sorry to say. 4-year-old daughter has endless OS. All right, here we go. It took me a few episodes, but I really like these guest hosts on the stream too. Very cool. Yeah, there's... this is the one for those, and anybody who is a supporter on any of the platforms will have the link to jump on. So if you want to jump on the show, they are on Patreon, Think Left Media, Locals, and Subscribe Star. So we have good channels on all those. So we will post the links and the articles and things like that over there. I see the crazy woke mob. These aliens have some income.
There's a family in our church where they have 3 children, and they are from 4 or 5 years age up until 11, 12 or something like that. And especially the mother, she have full control over all the children's phones. And she has said on one occasion when talking about it that she insists on having that control until they turn 18 and can fend for themselves. But she's not monitoring their every step, but she wants to be able to tell them that now you are going to bed, and she can flip something and turn off the connection for until they wake up and so on.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. Zach IR says, nice hat, Selby. EU Tech has a comment we can't read in full on the tubies, but let's translate the best we can. Anyone heard they're investigating 22 million worldwide from that seems to be only just curious. Okay, I can't read much more of that, but yeah, have a look at that over on Odyssey. Very good. Kids deserve privacy too, says the Horror Stream Live. There you go. Let's see. Biggest challenge is to learn any word in their language. You know any fossil terms to Life 360? I don't know what is Life 360. Let me see if I can find Life 360. Anybody know what Life 360 is?
Never heard of that.
Life 360
location-based
days a year.
freemium app for families. Oh, location sharing, safety, and family tracking app. Nextcloud actually has a function similar to this. You can install the mapping system, and if you are a person that uses tracking and location data on your phone, you can install the open source Nextcloud app, and it's going to basically keep the same tracking information in real time that Google Maps would do. So Nextcloud can do that. But I don't know much about Life 360 specifically, so I don't know if it has a true over, but that's kind of the thing there. If there's anything else. Work with Microsoft a lot. Let's see. Everything they do is to steal data. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, so that's one thing I'd look into is some of that. I'm at a love-hate right now with Nextcloud because they do not have a way to upgrade all at once. You have to do iteration at a time, and it doesn't always work. So it took me an entire day to upgrade only like 4 versions, and I had to stop because the next version upgrade completely breaks the system. And I just don't have time to sit here and figure it all out. So I'm in a love-hate with Nextcloud right now. It works really, really, really well. And probably the problem is I'm using a not an ideal server setup for Nextcloud. So what I would like to do probably is it's actually on my target to create a corporate Nextcloud account for my LLC because right now whenever I need to use it to interface, it goes through, kind of like a more personal type one. And I think if I corporatize it, I can use the thing for what I need Nextcloud for myself. So I think that I might just do that. And that way I can build a direct unified server just for that, which would be a good thing to do.
Then you can write it off as a business expense.
I already do. It's all attached to my business servers anyway. So, absolutely. Let's see. Remember all those early 2000s said the cloud is the future. If we are to take back control, we need to offer the same functions without the cloud. Absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing. Some people have gotten so used to the cloud that they cannot conceive of life without it. And that's the problem. Clients in Nextcloud just for the calendar aspect. Also got pretty scared to upgrade. However, it works great. Yeah, when it upgrades, it works great. The problem is I can't get it upgraded properly. And that's kind of the challenge that we have. Yeah. Okay. Any other final thoughts here before we jump off? Apparently not.
Beware of the spyware.
Yeah, beware the spyware. Yeah. That's right.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm really happy that I put in the time, the work, and the effort to get into Linux and get away from all the proprietary junk because it's just running wild. It's out of control, and there don't seem to be any responsibility whatsoever connected to it.
Yep.
I mean, if you do bad with the proprietary stuff, they just slap them on the hand, maybe fine them 1/1,000,000% of their income, and nobody goes to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Checking in on final comments. Okay. All right. Guess some final wrap-up stuff. Of course, we are now on Locals, switchedtolinux.locals.com. You can jump on over there. There's some, free stuff occasionally throwing up there, and there's some stuff behind the paywall over there as well. Mostly we're putting these stream links over there as well. So if you're on Locals, you can jump on this call if you would like. And I would like some input on some of the other things we want to do. New website should be launched before too long. Also, for those into the Christian stuff, I did just finish the QAing the new audiobook today. And so I'm going to be getting that up into the platforms over there. So if you head on over to ourwalkinchrist.com, there's a newsletter sign up. I'm going to be sending out a coupon code early to mid next week if you want to grab the audiobook over there. I will put it up on Patreon. If people want it on the other platforms, let me know. Since it's Christian, I'm not going to put it up there unless anybody asks for it because it's not directly related to the Linux channel. But the $5 and up supporters on Patreon can get a copy of the audiobook as part of the membership over there. So that one is over there. And this one is Half My Life. It is the testimony on why I am the crazy person that I am. So if you're interested in that stuff, it's ourwalkinchrist.com, and you can sign up on the newsletter over there. I'll be sending out the information on that. And the book information will be on that website probably by the end of the weekend is my thought. Let's see other things. We have Weekly News Roundup tomorrow, and you can have a look at switchedtolinux.com/live. Of course, if you're over here and you like watching us on YouTube, we might vanish from YouTube. We already have 2 community strikes, which are both completely bogus. But playing by their rules, and they just choose to change their rules. So if we happen to not be over there on YouTube, switch to linux.com/live. You can see where we're at. With that, guys, thanks for watching, and we will catch you guys later.